Employed for the MTA, where I drove a bus. I have trained drivers. I have driven trucks in this city and that city. And also, you should know, I've lived in 5 different countries. You didn't mention that. And I speak 4 languages fluently. See what I just said about you? If you say something like that, not if, when you say something like that, people want to have an interview. Because wow, there's so much that I can point from there. Now I want to ask you more about, oh, you used to drive buses? Because maybe it's a trucking company, but I have other vehicles I need you to drive. So I know that you're not just a truck driver. I don't want to get stuck in a job. I just say truck driver. I can drive anything on wheels. And I've been doing it for a long time. And I know you train. So that means you're a teacher at heart. And then you speak all these languages. I need you to mention all that. You left a lot of stuff out of your story. You left a lot of stuff out of your story, but that's why I'm here for you. All right? I'm pulling you in one by one in here. Please stay close.
I gotta run to the bank.
You don't have to run to the bank. You want to run to the bank.
No, I don't.
Are you gonna run or you gonna walk?
I'm gonna run to the bank after I get my check.
All right.
Because I have no money in my pocket.
Let me find out about the checks. Don't do that. Stay close, because I'm gonna be needing to pull people in. All right.
Who's gonna go? How you gonna do it? Who's gonna go first?
I don't know.
And when we gonna start this?
Let me speak with him about that. So just stay around right now. We're starting now.
Before we leave, could you give us a list of order how you gonna call us in?
I'm saying I'm about to see a job now, and then, but let me do this. As I know.
Has set free is free indeed.
Got it?
I don't want to be in
Just
the
pretend the cameras aren't here.
Okay, it's okay.
Here, I like that doing your tie. Can you just talk to him and do your tie?
Political statement. I came here to get better. I came here to get word. I came here to get healed. I came here to get challenged. I came here to grow. I came here to cry. I didn't come to show off my suit. I've already seen all my clothes. I came here to receive the engrafted, infallible, immutable, everlasting word of God, because I believe that the word of God will set you free.
Just bring it on. Just bring it on. After you bring it on, make sure it's on the right hand.
Somebody holler, I gotta be free.
Make sure it's on the right side. Alright? Bring it around.
I've got to be free. I've got to be free. I cannot be a slave the rest of my life, tied to a past issue. I've got to be free. I cannot go to free places and sing free songs and be in a liberated church and have a bound mentality and a bad attitude and sit beside somebody that I'm not speaking to and smile and intercede for other people and go home and argue all the way to the house. I've got to be free. I cannot help other people with their children and not be speaking to my own. I've got to be free. I cannot buy you something for Christmas and mistreat my own wife. I've got to be free. I've got to break every curse that's holding me captive. I don't want to look free. I don't want to act free. I want to be free in my head, in my mind, in my life, in my spirit.
The rule's a little short. You're gonna have to fix it. But I'm just showing you how to do it. I want you to do it. You bring it up. But since this is short, you want to make it long. It's a short time. You want to make it.
I refuse to allow people to limit me to just being a prosperity preacher.
There you go. That's perfect right there. Now, this is
Tell three people to say long enough, long enough, long
look
enough.
at the camera, say it all the time.
Long enough.
Will you like straighten his tie a little for him?
Okay, all right.
Long enough.
Oh, and like this. Yours, yep.
Nice.
My mother taught me to drive. I was 16 years old when my father died, and when it came time for me to get my learner's permit, he was not there to teach me. My mother taught me to drive. There I am in the car with my mother, we're driving down the road. We didn't have extra driving education, class knowledge and stuff.
Then you got
We got out on the road.
Putting that up.
Very nice.
You put this. Always do this.
And she told me something real simple.
This was the only one that I had received.
Keep your eyes on the road, baby.
There you go, my brother.
She said, because love doesn't follow you. You have no focus. You date everybody. You flirt with everybody. Eventually you end up lonely and empty because your efforts never focus. It was cute at 20. It's a mess at 40. Because you have no focus.
All right, y'all. So I know we're getting started. We started week 1 with orientation. Week 2 was what?
Technology.
Computer literacy. Yeah. Week 3, finance. Week 4,
Employment.
week 5,
Education.
education. Yeah. Week 6 was relationships. Week 7 was professional development, and now we're bringing it all together. So I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do before we do it, so you get it, kind of get an understanding. Do y'all remember these?
Yes.
What were these?
Passion.
Passion, strength, skills. I don't know if you remember when we did it. When did we do them? The very first week. I kept all of y'all's,
Yes.
and I made copies, and I'm gonna give them to you. But before I do that, I want you to see the growth that has happened. You're gonna fill these out again, and we're gonna compare what you put at first to what you're putting now. So before I do that, I want to go over quickly again what that exercise was. It was strengths, skills, and passion. So when we talk about a red shirt, please get this in your notes. When you talk about your red shirt, we're talking about what? Yeah, that's it. Maybe.
Make you stand out.
What makes you stand out? What makes you different? The whole point of what we've been doing is so that way you can say something, James, that Elijah can't say, and Elijah can say something that I.M.P.A.C.T can't, and I.M.P.A.C.T you can say something that you can't. I don't want us to just go in and say these general things like, oh, I'm diligent, I'm reliable, time management, I take initiative, you know, all the stuff that everybody says. But you can say specific things that make you different. What are your, so I'm going to write down some of the things we talk about your red shirt. We're talking about your gifts. When you write that down, write natural gifts. The natural things that you've been given.
God-given gifts.
Yeah, your natural God-given gifts. Talents. Strengths. Skills. Now, I want to see who remembers this. What is the difference between a trait and an ability?
A trait is genetic, like it's something you were born with. An ability you can enhance. Like you could.
That's close, but you could be born with an ability.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a trait is like your eye color. I have my mother's eye color. I have my father's hair. Like that's a trait.
That is a trait, but you can have an ability that's innate.
And what?
An ability that's innate, meaning the ability that you were born with.
Oh, okay.
Born with the capacity for.
And
Yeah, that's why we go through it. Yeah. You
All
like
right,
that
a
one,
trait-
James?
a trait
Don't
is-
take that saying.
a trait is something that you do, something that you possess.
Something you possess.
Trait is something you possess.
And a talent is something that you do.
Yeah, thank you. So an ability or a talent is something that you do, whereas a trait is something that you just have.
Yeah, you possess.
You just possess it.
Like my height.
Yeah, exactly. And it is important to know. I like that. It's like, proud of that. That's
you say an ability is something you
do,
do.
not something that you possess.
Talent.
Yeah. I mean, you could say possess, but you do it. So many times we focus on, well, what do you do different? What do you do different? What do you do different? But sometimes it's something that you are different. You just are. You just have it. You didn't work for it. Now you can enhance it. You can build on it. You can build on the foundation, but it's something you just have. And it's important to know when you are talking about your red shirt and identifying your red shirt, it's important that you know these things. So I'm going to pass out everybody. I didn't have red paper, so I got as close as we can get. So this is pink paper, but pretend it's red.
Pretend, there's no pretend, this is real.
Pretend.
Don't worry.
Yeah, just pass it down.
You raise the awareness.
Oh, you know what you can do back there, and I can.
Before we take this one,
Just one, please. Just one. Now, before we write anything down on there, I'm going to hand these back out. Not back out, but so if you can pass back. Pass back. So we're going to go through that. We're going to fill this out and tell you exactly how we're going to do this. We're going to fill out again skills, strengths, passions, and then I'm going to have you write on this red shirt in one paragraph what makes you different. So, but we're not going to start with the red shirt. I wanted you to understand it before we went here. So let's start with discovering your purpose. Now, who remembers vocation? Vocation means what?
Calling.
Calling, yeah. Well, we use it in a secular term to mean profession. But the root word is to call. To call. To call. And, you know, it's a whole...
No discussion.
That's a whole spiritual discussion about how we've all been called with purpose. You are not just here on your own accord. So I want us to skills, strengths, passions. Since we did this before, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on going through them again. But let's just, you know, briefly, thank you. I was looking for that word, briefly. Briefly go over the difference between the three before we fill out specifically how it applies to you. And the difference between hard and soft skills is what? I want y'all to know that. We've been it, yeah.
A soft skill is like you being a leader, something that, again, is like ability.
A teacher.
Teacher, manager.
You need to know the difference between your hard and soft skills. So hard skills are technical abilities.
Right.
Not necessarily technical meaning like we think of technology, but it's tangible.
Tangible.
Whereas soft, and they deal with things, skills that relate to things. Whereas soft skills are skills that relate to people.
Right.
They're a little more iffy. They're just passions. Strengths we say here is what? A natural born gift. That gift can be either a trait or a talent. We already explained the difference between the two. Or it could be both, you know, that you've been born with. Can somebody read what we have under there for that circle?
A man makes room for him and brings him before great.
Yes. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before the great. My mother would always tell me this as a kid. This comes from King Solomon. And really what this means is that your gift will make room for you. Your gift, that's the thing that's going to open doors for you. That's why I remember when we started this program, we said this isn't just about getting a job. All of you can get a job. The question is, can you get into the career that you are divinely destined to be in, where you have gifts that are attached to it? Because where your gifts are, that's where you're going to shine. That's what I'm saying for you, Dennis. You obviously are very, very big with animal caretaking.
Yes.
And obviously it shines through. You need to go in that direction. Why go in a direction and be in a field that you have no natural gifts that are aligned for it? It just doesn't make sense. So that's where you're going to, and that's where you're going to move up. That's where you're going to be promoted. That's where you're going to get noticed. So strengths. Now before we start filling this out, let's go over passions. It's a longer word.
Fulfillment.
Fulfillment. When we're talking about, because remember how when we started, people were saying things like, well, I'm passionate about money. I'm not going to say who said that.
I'm passionate about success. I'm passionate about success.
I'm passionate about money. They said passionate about success. No. We're talking about things, not things that you get excited. Hold on, just a second. It's not things that you just get excited about. It's things that bring fulfillment. Remember we said money will bring you comfort, but money will not bring you fulfillment. If that was the case, you wouldn't have people who are multimillionaires blowing their brains out. Yeah, I mean, jumping off roofs and hanging themselves if it was about that. Because passion is something that's deeply rooted in us. I believe it's rooted in us before we're even born. You know, and it's our sort of journey in life to discover it, to bring it out. All right, so a lot of times we think about passion, we do have to go to that deep place when we, now Dennis, that connects. What you said, it connects.
I know you gave a.
Hold on one second. Whose phone is that?
It's not mine.
Yes. I'm not going crazy.
Get back to passions.
Okay, so the fan is ringing.
Yeah, fan is ringing.
Back to passions.
I guess your time is up.
All right. One of the things that you explained to us back then in dealing with passions is that you gave a couple of examples. One of them was like, what problem in the world that grieves you?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. No, I didn't like that. I like that because I forgot I said that.
And then you said, then another one.
That was tough.
And if you have all the money, how will you spend your time with money being no entry?
There you go. Okay.
So, and dealing with passions, we had spoke about, because other things gonna come up, but you wanted us to pinpoint these three things.
These three things. I appreciate you because I know we did several days where we were intense on that.
If money wasn't a problem, I think I'll open a school.
People, and what it's not about the money, as you said, because if you look at their family, they have the money, but how can they serve other people?
How can they serve? Yes. And that's really, and I'm gonna tell you something, that's the difference. It's kind of like a side point, but it's related. It's a reason why you know about the Kennedys and they're in every encyclopedia, but you probably don't know too much about the DuPonts. Because who are the DuPonts? They're another very wealthy family. Wealthier than Kennedys. But what makes the Kennedys memorable is not the money. It's the influence. It's the service. It's the fact that they connected their legacy to the legacy of this country. So that's what I'm saying. It's important that when you think about passion, you think about serving. Because when you think about serving, you'll always be a leader. And you'll always be celebrated on some level when you think about service.
So you know more about the Kennedys than we know about ourselves. So now, with the passion, we're trying to find out and know ourselves. So we know more about ourselves than we know about Kennedy.
Exactly. Or the folks who love hip hop.
And speaking about Kennedy, it's interesting that you use him as an example, or the Kennedys as an example, because in one of his speeches, remember Kennedy saying, and this is like him telling America, tap into your passions, tap into what it is that you like or are enthusiastic about doing. When he said, it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country.
Oh wow.
It's like it's like serving. It's like because America, in American culture, I believe, at a very young age, we're taught to serve. We're taught to make the world better. We're taught, to do things that can actually improve, the lifestyles of humanity.
You're right.
So when
And I
Kennedy
think
said that,
that's a good, I never made that connection, but I think that's a good connection.
I think that we can talk to follow. See, I think following and serving is two different things. I think we was taught to follow the system.
So let's take this moment, and I want you to write in the skills bubbles, passions bubble, and strength bubble. Yes. And some might overlap in following your strengths and skills category, which is fine, but when you go to passion, I want you to really narrow that down to really, really. Okay. All right.
Is that good?
That's a good start.
I like this stuff.
How you doing?
I'm doing what? Just put the door training by the
So I want you to fill out
No, I'm doing great.
okay. Because I'm not.
So you want two corners, just one word of each one?
You can, I mean, you can explain it more than just one word, but it can be just the one core passion and the strength, core strength. Yeah. It doesn't have to be it. And that's why then, it took your top 5 and then it went, people what's my time have fake knowledge between all the talent here, skills here, strengths there.
Darrell, the ability to adapt to any situation, is that a skill?
Yeah, it can be a skill or strength. I mean, it can be both as well. That's what our skill or soft skill are.
Adaptability.
An innate ability?
Yeah, that's innate ability.
No, when I say innate, it means like you naturally have it. But is that a hard skill or a soft skill? Adaptability. Yes.
You kept me together.
Okay.
Not many people can do that.
Not many people can do that. Well, I appreciate
I
you
am
being
stubborn, but stubborn. When I know something, I know it. There's nothing changing that.
You said that it's a
You?
I thought of you. It's this you know that book I'm coming out with the quotes. It's this quote. It's called it's a Scott Irish prayer, and it says, "Lord, make me always be right, for Thou knowest I'm hard to turn."
Yeah.
I was like, I like that because
That's me.
that's definitely that's you. Sheets of things that you filled out week 1. Actually, this one you filled out more like week 3, week 4. Because I want you to see your own growth. I want you to see the progression.
Yeah. Coaching, driving, and communication.
Coaching, driving, and communication.
Yeah.
What did you put on your old one
Passion,
for passions?
Oh.
Listen to this, y'all.
working, workout, singing, cooking, driving.
You put walking. For one, you put that's your number 1 passion, walking. See, this is why we've done this class. The transformation. I want you to see, you might like to walk, but that's not, we're talking about passion. You put walking, working out, singing, cooking, and driving was at the very end.
Yeah.
But the core, let's sing us a ballad later. All right. But you see that what we were getting at about passion was what brings fulfillment.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy walking? Yeah, maybe. Do you enjoy cooking? Yes, but is that going to bring you fulfillment? Is that what you feel like part of your calling is here on earth.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting that now everything you mention as a passion ties directly with the driving, which is your skills.
That's why I said I love you guys, because I'm a stubborn individual. When I know something, that's what I know, and I have plenty of years of experience to back that up.
I understand.
I remember in the beginning, you used to say, "Oh, it's not much you can tell me," and
Pertaining
but
to
now,
the paint, pertaining to the paint, and I still
you've
say that
also
to
learned-
today.
I've also heard you say that, man. Listen, man. You know what?
Yeah,
I've grown in this. And
you're not
this has
as
made an impact.
you gotta give
So I've seen the growth in you.
I've seen it too. I've seen some people they don't listen.
He just took the hard end off the stuff and that's
He said to
Can I say something real quick?
Of course you can. Real
Real
quick.
quick. 12 with strengths and profession and career focus. Can you have two, Darrell? Like, let's say his passion is training animals or right. But can he also do something that is also professional, like almost like a career, but like in social work, like he said, is there a difference? Is there?
Well, I don't know if I'm hearing right, but I think what I'm hearing you say is when you talk about a passion being to communicate, whether it's with animals, people connecting, that goes into many different fields. That's not even just animal care or social work. That's a lot of fields.
Oh,
so it can manifest when you know your. This is why we do this. When you know your core strengths, your core skills, and your deep passions. When you know those things, they're going to manifest themselves in many ways over the course of your life. That's why I didn't focus in this class on so much careers. When you focus on your core strengths, core skills, and deep passions, then it's going to manifest different ways throughout your life. That's why I didn't want to focus on, well, what job do you want? What job do you want? Because if we focus on the building blocks, they can be built in many different ways. Alexander Graham Bell, who invented what? The phone. He was not like a scientist by, I was about to say by birth, of course I was born one. His real trade was dealing with people who were deaf. And his family, since he was a kid, that was his family's business. They knew how to communicate with people who couldn't speak. Somehow, some way, his passion for working with people who could not hear and his passion for creating things led him to inventing the phone. He didn't have the story like Thomas Edison, who was kind of an inventor at heart and creative. He was just trying to find a way of how to communicate. You see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's going to manifest many different ways. So we went from, you looked at week 1, what you filled out for your strength skills patch. You can keep those because I had copies of all that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Week 3 or 4, week 4, excuse me, where we went through where am I immediately employable now, what are my skills? I asked that here. You can kind of go over that on your own. And then now what you filled out today again, which is strength, skills, passions, like at the end of these 8 weeks together. But now I want you, this is going to be a challenge, but a good challenge. Now you're going to write down your red shirt. I want you in 1 or 2 paragraphs, really like 1, to tell me what makes you different. Employable and valuable. If the employer says, not so much tell me about yourself, because that can get a little, what makes you different? Why should I hire you? Let's say you put them all together and tell me about yourself, and it's all like literally one question, and you got a core piece to say. What are you going to say?
So a core piece to say that coincides with all of those.
It kind of coincides with all this. Now we are, so it's not, because now you're getting the theme that's going to directly translate to your purpose. And as you're answering that question, even if you don't use the words, you're talking about your gifts, talking about your strengths, talking about your talents, you're talking about things you just naturally have, talking about abilities, traits. No, I'm not asking everybody to say it. So So, yeah. What we're doing here is something that some people go their whole lives and they never really get to, which is really sad. I mean, I would say it'd be funny, but it's
true.
Yeah.
It's true.
What we're doing here is something that some people, they live their whole lives and never really get to.
To have the ability to care for animals and other people.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more. Can you connect it to, I got my first puppy when I was 12 or 11. Correct. I've been doing this for this amount of time.
Yes.
I also know. Can I say what you said?
Can.
So that then I don't want you to say it. I can say, because I want to work with animals. I can take care of animals. But how do you know that? I want you to say something that leads me to know that when you're talking about it, it's clear you've done this. You know something? What differentiates you is never so much about the future as it is the past. People don't get paid about the future because we don't know what you're going to do in the future. I mean, and it works both ways. I've seen people get into jobs and they, that's why they get fired because we thought you were going to do well and you didn't. And other people just, get in by the skin of their teeth and it was the best employee ever hired. You see what I'm saying here? So when you're talking about yourself, it needs to be strongly geared toward, this is where I'm going, but this based on what I've been doing. What you need to talk about immediately is that I started training my first dog when I was 11. I do this. Don't say that I do this. Leave that part out. But the second thing is, I know all 93 commands. See that? You see that differentiates for somebody else who's just, because I always thought the only thing you could really teach a dog was sit, stand, and maybe jump through a hoop. So when you said 93, I'm like, oh wow. And the third thing is, I'm going to school now to enhance my communication skills because I see my communicating with animals isn't just limited to animals. It's how I communicate with people. 3 things, boom, right there. No, you don't have to get into this laundry list. Oh, I know how to clip nails and I can brush the dog and all that. No, say things that lead me to know. When you say, when you say things that lead me to know, it's more behind that. When you tell me you trained your first dog at 11, you can say my mom gave me a dog, a puppy at 11, haven't looked back since. That shows me that you have decades of experience, knowledge, and strength in that field.
20 years of facilitating classes of anger management and substance abuse. I've obtained a master's degree in theology. I've obtained a bachelor's degree in behavioral science and an associate's in business management, all while being incarcerated. After being released from prison, I've been certified by 2 organizations for credible messengers, CCFY, Community Connection for Youth, and the CMI, Credible Messenger Institute. I'm also now part-time employed as a youth mentor for Exodus Transitional Community. I stand out in a room full of people, and if I don't stand out, I stand up because my height gets me noticed.
Okay, I liked the first 2 things you said. Life experience, your professional background, and your education, all are taking you where? That's where I want to go. Because I don't want people to have to leave it up to, he has because that can cut both ways. He's got a degree in this, and then it's a degree in divinity, and it's business, and he's a facilitator, and these are all good things. But now I want to bring a theme to it.
Professional background, and what you said?
And education. Because that's your 3 things. That's like your triple threat. They all are leading you in what path? Has given me a passion to follow in this vocation.